Hi, classmates, Dr. A. My name is Stephanie Thomas, and the discussion I had for week 3 was the negative conflict. Uh, Sources of power for the negative conflict in healthcare organizations include actions such as coercion. That's when a management or managers or the facility in general threatens, for lack of a better word, an employee's position unless they do things the way they want them to do or above and beyond the scope of their job description. That to me is coercion, where you feel like your job is in jeopardy if you do not conform to someone's specifications and they're not correct. Another form, I believe, of conflict in healthcare organizations come when power is derived, and it can be, in my opinion, brought about legitimately, such as the legitimate power. You can be in a position of power legitimately, but it depends on how you use that power. I think power in organizations can be used for either good or bad, and it depending upon the manager and their moral compass, that power can be used, even though it was gained legitimately. And I also think the power that can be exploited, if you will, is the reward system of power. Some people may feel that it's not granted fairly. Managers may have favorite employees that they continually reward for substandard work, and that's not fair. That could cause conflicts in healthcare organizations. And this is where politics does come into play, in my opinion. Um, Politics is in every realm, it seems, of organizations, or whatever. There, when employees feel that they have been stomped on or not treated equally or fairly, there, take for instance, when the restaurant workers wanted to boycott for higher wages. There was a form of insurgence. They went on strike for a day or two. So they and corporations were trying their best to get these people to come back to work, and they wouldn't because healthcare benefits are for everyone. And I'm running on a tangent now, and I think that greed is a lot to do with why people are not receiving minimum wage. So they put on counterinsurgents attacks to fire people just because they wanted to earn a living wage. Lording is also a political move that some may make because they think they can tower over you, they can lord over you, they can tell you what you are supposed to do if you are to work in that particular organization, be it ethically or morally correct or not. If you want it to be there, then those are the issues that you have to deal with. Um, Alliance building is when teams, in my opinion, is what I gather, is where conflict has arisen and teams form different alliances, one for to take over, if you will, and the other to suppress. There's also the flaunting of authority, which most young managers do. I've seen this happen quite a bit where they come into a position of power and just because they have arisen to that position, they flaunt it all in your face. And that can cause conflict with the team. Healthcare organizations, this discussion is kind of hard for me because I feel healthcare organizations are a team. They are supposed to be a team of people looking out for the common good, which is to care for patients. And if that team is broken, then there needs to be some kind of strategizing to get it right. But this is where your expertise comes in. I don't know if you will need to go out. Some organizations go outside for expert help in evaluating situations going on within their organization, and some look internally. I happen to think that if you look internally, you will find your greatest asset. That concludes this discussion. Thank you so much, and you guys have a blessed day. See you.